My name is David Diokendo and welcome to my studio. So since my last Jiu-Jitsu journey video called My Jiu-Jitsu Journey was about a year ago. Fast forward a whole year, I actually earned my first degree on my black belt. I actually earned my first degree on my black belt, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I've been training Jiu-Jitsu for now since 2007, so my math is not quite great, but about 15 or so years. And by the way, my belt does have my embroidered name on it by Isami. The company called Isami, actually made in Japan, which is pretty cool. I decided to, I won't say call it an investment, because it's not an investment, but I decided to buy, or I was gifted this belt, and it has my embroidered name on it. So I plan on being a black belt for a while, for a long time. So I think if you're planning to be a black belt for a while, to me it kind of made sense to get a belt that is going to last me for many years. So let me actually jump into the actual reason on why I'm making this video. It's not so much to talk about my promotion, it's more to talk about the comments that were left on the My Jiu-Jitsu Journey video. Excuse me. It actually got a lot of views. I mean, a lot of views for this channel. 8,000 views is actually a lot in my channel. I know it's not a lot as a YouTuber, but for me, 8,000 views with like 43 comments, I was like, wow, I'm surprised. So I'm actually going to spend some time today just answering or responding to the comments. I don't normally respond to comments because I don't usually get comments in my videos, but it seemed like enough comments to actually respond to them, and all of them are pretty positive, which I'm surprised about. So the first comment comes from Adam. Adam says, "Great video, I'm a 3rd stripe white belt. Been training 4 sessions a week for 1 year now." That's awesome. I originally started at 26 for a year and then came back to start all over again at 40 when I had figured life out a little more. Documenting my journey just so when I get to black, I can look through all the videos and pics and inspire others like you have just done. That's awesome. Sadly, I actually didn't think of documenting my Jiu-Jitsu journey. I mean, I only have a handful of pictures. I have very little to no video, but the handful of pictures I had were predominantly promotions and like seminars and such. But that's awesome. Another video by, forgive me if I get your name incorrectly, Ashwin Kumar, says, "I stumbled upon this video now. I'm a 25-year-old man and I started learning Jiu-Jitsu from last week and going 3 days a week. This video helped me to have an idea of how my Jitsu journey going to be. Thank you." Rollvids says, "Thanks for sharing. I love hearing other people share their journey in Jiu-Jitsu. I thought that was cool when you talked about preparing for tournaments. Even if you knew you wouldn't attend, it's all about the mindset." Yeah, thank you, Rollvids. David says, cool name, but David says, "Thanks for sharing. I hope you create more Jiu-Jitsu content." We'll see. I don't plan to, but we'll see. "I started BJJ a long time ago and didn't really commit. I only went once a week and I ended up quitting about a year and a half after I started. I recently got back into it, but this time I have been putting in the effort and it really is paying off. My stamina is probably one of my biggest struggles at this point. How do you figure out more efficient movements?" Good question. I actually did respond to this question. I'll just read my own response. So I wrote, "I would acknowledge the lack of stamina by increasing your cardio, of course. The way I increase my cardio is by exercising in between sparring rounds, jumping jacks, squats, burpees, push-ups, etc. between rounds. I did this for weeks. When I was that tired, I A, increased my stamina, and B, narrowed down which moves required way too much energy. Hope that helps you." It helped me. So yeah, the way I actually help my cardio, my stamina, is actually by doing just, you know, burpees and jumping jacks and push-ups in between rounds when you had resting periods or resting points in between rounds. I would actually, you know, I look kind of like silly on the side doing jumping jacks and such, but that really did help with my cardio. And like I write in the comment, it also helped me figure out, okay, which actual movements and or setups actually required an excessive amount of energy, and it made me more efficient in like my movements, because I was already like dead tired exercising on top of, you know, sparring in between rounds. Bernardo Castanon, I can't. As a teacher, I am terrible with names, but let's continue. Hey David, thank you very much for your insight. I am what some would call a hobbyist martial artist, me too, / BJJ enthusiast, and I found your video very enlightening as you describe a process to black belt that I want to emulate. Cheers. Awesome. Zandro Martin, or Martin. This is a great video, and I have been saying this for years. Preparation for tournaments makes you better, and tournaments are a great way to test yourself. Yeah, I echo that as well. I echo your echo. Yeah. Grimsby, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu writes, I am interested in what you would describe as your game since you paint. My wife is an artist and a purple belt, and struggles with the challenges BJJ puts on her fingers. Thank you. I actually never respond to this comment. I apologize, but I'll respond now. Grimsby, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I actually refrain from excessive amounts of grabbing. And usually, I mean, I can't show you now, but something called a pistol grip is really good to use. I encourage her to use pistol grips instead of like the C grip. You actually use a pistol grip. And also, other than that, I actually come from wrestling, and obviously there's no grip fighting in wrestling. There's nothing to grip onto. But a lot of underhooks, overhooks, finding points on the body to like use as leverage points or anchor points, instead of reaching for the collar, you know, reach for the head instead, or reach for the crown instead, or the back of the neck. But you know, so instead of reaching for collars, reach for back of the head or neck, or underhooks and overhooks, and find those sort of anchor points, like triceps, elbows, instead of gripping, grabbing, and stuff like that. So it helps me focus more, and also training no-gi more often, and that'll help you develop a game where you're not dependent on grips as much. Yeah, I don't know if that helped you. Hopefully it did, or rather your wife. Aaron Ryan says, so interesting, thanks for the video. It would be interesting to see what aspects of your life have been helped by BJJ. I will answer that question, but it'll require like another 30 more minutes of this video, which I hope doesn't get to 30 minutes. But I'll definitely maybe make a video on like how Jiu-Jitsu helped me with like depression, and I'm naturally not a very cheerful guy, believe it or not. It takes a lot of like energy for me to get like super energetic, and you know, or I don't know, I'm very like low key. My vibe is very like low and controlled, I guess. Just how I am. I don't do it on purpose, but Jiu-Jitsu has helped that part of me, I guess. Yeah, that's something I gotta really think about more to really answer completely. And another comment comes from Mizuna, or I think it's Mizuna or Mizana. Can you improve your speed in BJJ? I realize you can improve your strength. I forgot actually had a full conversation on the comments in this one. But I'll respond, I'll like read my comment, or my response to that comment. I said, yes, you can improve your speed, but speed is useless without proper timing. My advice, focus on timing. Doesn't matter how fast you are if your timing is completely off. The only way I improve my speed is drilling slowly, then increasing the speed more and more. It takes time. Now this is really tough, you know, to increase your speed. But one thing I say in that comment, or that response, is to drill. I've noticed people kind of get a little spar happy. They get into they enjoy the sparring, and they don't enjoy the drilling. And I understand why no one enjoys drilling. Drilling really is kind of monotonous and like even more tiresome than actual sparring at times. But I encourage you guys to drill, drill, drill. Start slow and work your way faster and faster and faster. And again, like I mentioned in the comment, like it's not just speed, it's also your timing. It doesn't matter how fast you are if your timing is off. It's like it doesn't matter how fast you are. You're not gonna get, the timing is just off. I think the best guy to look at, and I might provide a link down below, is look at JT Torres, who's one of my former training partners way back when. Great guy, great school in White Plains, New York. But I encourage you to, I'm sure he has some sort of online drills and such, which I encourage you guys to look up. And if you follow his Instagram or whatever, he drills a lot. There's a lot of drilling. And I remember I attended a handful of his classes, and it's a lot of drilling. And it's that repetition that you really need to get used to. And especially as a newer guy, just focus on drilling, focus on getting the movements down right. Because it happens where, you spar, and then this bigger guy, 50 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever, is bigger than you, stronger than you, and they just lay on you for, 10 minutes or so, and you feel like, I'm not, this is a waste. So I encourage, especially the new guys, to drill. And it's just learning. If you get tapped, that's fine. Like, I remember when I was a white belt, I was practically a drummer. I was tapping so much. I was just tapping all the time. I mean, not because I was scared to, I guess get hurt, but, you just need to be okay with, tapping once in a while, and that's completely fine. You need to be very forgiving of yourself, especially early on. But yeah, I don't know if I answered that question right. But yeah, I encourage you guys to look at JT Torres. Great source, great guy. I know him personally. Super cool guy. Two-time Abu Dhabi champ, multiple-time Pan American champ. He has all the records pretty much by this point. There's a bunch more comments that I'm not going to respond to directly. They're all encouraging. They're all great. But I just kind of picked a few that kind of really stuck out to me. And if I didn't respond to it, it's probably because I probably know you. I probably train with you or something, or know you personally, or maybe you're relative of mine that comments, which is actually really encouraging, I think. But yeah, I just wanted to respond to the comments verbally and video, and I thought, hey, why not respond to it a year later after I've gotten my first degree in my black belt. But yeah, do I plan? And the main reason I'm not putting out like Jiu-Jitsu content all the time or art content all the time is because I just put out video when I have something to say. If I have nothing to say, I don't say anything. So yeah, a lot of times if I'm just working on a project or focused on just work, like teaching, the last thing I want to do is come home and make a video. I'm talking all day. So if you're wondering why I don't put out a video every week, it's because I don't want to be a guy that just puts out videos just to like hear himself talk all day. So, which I feel like I'm doing right now. But anyway, with that said, if you like the video, please subscribe, and I'll try my best to, provide that video of me, of how Jiu-Jitsu has helped me in my daily life, or my struggles with depression and all that. But that'll definitely be something I can do a little bit later. We'll see. Anyway, with that said, subscribe if you liked it, comment if you wish, or not. With that said, take care, be safe, bye-bye.